When the United States entered World War I, no one, least of all the German High Command, expected that one of the most feared weapons on the Western Front would be something as small and brutally simple as the American pump-action trench shotgun, a weapon so devastating in close-quarters combat that German officials attempted something unprecedented in modern warfare. They tried to classify it as a war crime. For years, trench systems in Europe had turned into hellish labyrinths of mud, rats, barbed wire, and brutal hand-to-hand combat where soldiers fought not at long distances, but nearly face-to-face. And when American doughboys arrived in 1917, they brought with them the Winchester Model 1897 trench gun, a short-barreled, pump-action shotgun capable of firing 6 shells in a matter of seconds, each shell spraying dozens of lead pellets like a miniature storm of shrapnel that shredded anything in front of it. German soldiers were shocked. No rifle, no bayonet charge, and no bolt-action weapon could match the sheer stopping power of the trench gun in tight, muddy tunnels where 20 feet often meant the difference between life and death. And soon stories spread through German lines of entire assault units being wiped out by a single American soldier pumping rounds with terrifying speed. The psychological impact was even greater. German troops described the weapon's blasts as thunder in a tunnel, and their military lawyers reacted not by innovating a counterweapon, but by filing a formal diplomatic protest accusing the United States of violating the Hague Conventions, claiming the shotgun's pellet spread caused unnecessary suffering, even though Germany had already used flamethrowers, poison gas, and long-range artillery on civilians. The U.S. government responded sharply, pointing out that nothing in international law banned shotguns and that Germany's own use of gas attacks and explosive bullets made their protest almost absurd, and Washington made its position crystal clear. If Germany executed any American soldiers for carrying a shotgun, the U.S. would execute German prisoners in retaliation. That single sentence ended Germany's protest instantly, and American troops continued to use the weapon through the end of the war, clearing trenches in minutes that had previously required entire platoons. German officers later admitted privately that what frightened them most was not just the weapon's lethality, but the speed and confidence with which U.S. infantry used it. The trench gun became a symbol of American adaptability, a tool built for hunters and farmers back home that became one of the most feared instruments of close-quarters warfare in Europe. And Germany's attempt to declare it a war crime only highlighted how effective it was. In the years after the war, the legend of the trench shotgun only grew as historians pointed out that of all the horrors unleashed during WWII, gas, flamethrowers, machine gun, nests, and miles of artillery bombardment, the only weapon Germany singled out as inhumane was a pump-action shotgun that American soldiers wielded with devastating efficiency. A weapon that shattered German trench assaults, terrified stormtroopers, and forced the High Command to confront an uncomfortable reality. Sometimes the simplest tools in the hands of determined men change the course of battle more than any grand strategy. In the end, the attempt to ban the trench gun failed completely, but its reputation endured, becoming a piece of military folklore that symbolized not cruelty, but American ingenuity, an ordinary weapon that performed extraordinary tasks in the darkest trenches of the Great War, so effective that an empire tried to outlaw it simply because they had no answer for it.